Okay. Sorry about that. The video cut out, so I had to fix it at 15 minutes. Anyway, as I was saying, there is no certain amount of time for grief. And there's no certain amount of time for each stage, unless you're that kind of person. Everyone is different. So a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm sad, and I don't want to be sad," but you have to let yourself and allow yourself to be sad in the moments you need. Otherwise, you're gonna screw up the grieving process, and you're never gonna get your peace with things. And another thing I've really noticed with the whole grieving process is that it really is random, your feelings. Some days I feel like I'm in denial, usually after the dreams. Some days I'm upset, and some days I am angry. And the thing is, those emotions don't last forever, If you get familiar with your emotions, they don't last forever. Like when you're angry, just remember, you're not angry forever. I had so much hatred towards one of my friends. She just really screwed me over in the whole process, of me seeing my grandpa and all that. And I had so much hatred towards her. But I let that hatred be itself because it was just me being hateful. It wasn't me being rude or anything. I wasn't doing anything to people. I wasn't hate messaging her or anything. And I just let myself have those hateful thoughts, and they went away. And now I don't have hate towards her anymore. I don't hate her. And I was so happy because I was messaging my friends and I was like, I don't want to hate her. I hate that I don't want to hate people. I don't want to be hateful. This feeling sucks. And, a couple days later, the hate went away because I allowed myself to feel it and be familiar with it. Because if you're not familiar with it, then you're never going to know. It's not going to go away because it's not going to learn how to go away if you're not familiar with it. It's like when you try new food, you're always, well, not always, but sometimes you'll think, oh, what does this food taste like? And you'll keep thinking about it until you actually do it. And until you actually do it, that feeling will not go away. But when you finally do it, you finally taste that new food, you don't have those wonders or worries anymore. Oh, interesting. So, with me, I don't hate her anymore, and I'm so blessed. I'm so happy. So one thing I've noticed with feelings is you have to understand that feelings are okay. We're human. We're allowed to have feelings. And if you're in a household where having feelings isn't okay, that's bullshit. That doesn't help your grieving process. And I'm sorry if you have to kind of hold everything down during your grieving process or any process of any things. I apologize that you're not allowed on anybody's behalf. Not their behalf, but it really does suck not being able to express your feelings. As long as you're not being mean to people. The things I've noticed in life is the reason people don't like certain feelings of people is because it scares them, the other people. Whenever I was young, my mother would get angry. Not only would she get angry, she would get scary angry. Therefore, when I was younger, me and my sister, we kind of told her a bunch of times, you're not allowed to get angry. Because we knew that anger would escalate. As long as you're not hurting anyone or anything like that, it should be fine, The reason people don't like it is because they don't want to get scared. It's like you tell someone, oh, don't get upset because you don't want to see them go crazy and throw shit and stuff like that. But if they're in a separate room throwing shit that's theirs and whatnot, and it's not bothering anybody, not disturbing the neighbors or anything, then just let them do it. It's not like it's harming anything. So that is how I deal with my grief. I don't manipulate any of my feelings. I don't force myself to feel a certain thing. And I just allow myself to be happy be whatever emotion I feel. Now, yes, I absolutely miss my grandpa tons. But I'm not going to feel guilty on days I feel happy. My grandpa would want me to be happy. So, like, there were days where I was upset, and there were days where I was angry, and there were days where I was in denial. And I let that course, a lot of people don't finish their course and they don't know how it ends. Well, a thing I've learned in life with anything, if you finish that course, it'll end. It's like when something happens, right? And then you don't know how to think about it and you don't know how you're going to think about it in the future. If you allow yourself to be familiar with those emotions and just let it happen, don't force anything different, there is a guarantee that things will always get better, usually, if you just not, if you let those feelings take its course. Because the end, sometimes people don't see the end, but I've seen the end many times. And I've seen basically the bad things and my bad experiences in life, what I would describe as falling off like a scab. If you don't pay attention to things that don't matter, that was a bad example. If you don't manipulate the way you think about things and the way you feel about things, and you don't try to force yourself not to be upset for a certain amount of time, you will be so much more happy, and you will completely forget about it, and it'll fall off of you like a scab. It's like it just won't be there anymore. It won't matter. A lot of people think so many things matter, but like if you just let yourself feel and you think, oh, this isn't really important in the future, then you're good to go, And that's not really a grieving thing. That's more so if like someone upsets you. Be familiar with your feelings. You're gonna be upset too, but then realize, oh, this isn't going to matter that much in the future. This person, stole my cookie or whatever. This doesn't matter. Don't think about it that much, and it'll fall off of you. I guess I went towards a different lesson there. But anyway, back to my grandpa. And the dreams. I haven't been having a lot of those dreams recently, thankfully. But when I do, I get put back in the denial phase, like I said. And I just let that denial phase be, because I've noticed that it usually lasts not even more than a day. And like I said, things don't really have a specific timeline. And for me, I don't want to force myself to be something I'm not when it comes to my feelings. So, that is my little video for you guys. That last part of the advice about not thinking about things, that had nothing to do with grief. When you're grieving, you think about how upset you are. I was talking about like if someone upsets you, if someone says something mean about you or whatever, it's gonna go. You're gonna forget about it so soon if you don't think about it. Because the way our brains work is we only focus on things that can be important, unless like your brain is different, which is everybody's brain is different. But think about it this way. Your brain will only process information that is important. And if you don't dwell on things that you don't want to be upset about in the future, you won't, because your brain will train itself to handle that situation, the next situation where someone upsets you, your situations in the future, the same way you handle it, which is being like, oh, well, this don't matter. Because your brain will automatically not think about it. Like for me, people upset me sometimes, and I just don't think about it anymore. My brain purposely does not dwell on the subject, because I've learned in the past that it will not focus on the subject if you don't focus on it. And to train yourself to do that is, when I first was learning that, I had to distract myself a little bit. I guess I didn't have to get two. I guess I'll return the other one tomorrow. Anyway, you have to distract yourself when you're first learning this. Talk to a friend, watch a video, do something that makes you happy, something that pulls your attention. Obviously, you're going to focus on it a little bit, but if you train your brain to pull the attention away from it, it'll automatically do it in the future. I've had so many people who would try to upset me, but then my brain just thinks, oh, this is not going to matter in the future, because I trained it to think that way. I trained it to think, oh, well, remember, this is, we don't need to put attention towards this. So, anyway, that's kind of what I do with the grieving, is I don't dwell on, oh, what could have been. Even though I did for a while, I don't do it anymore, because my brain learned not to. But, for a while there, I was like, oh, what could have been? Could we have saved him? Stuff like that. But I don't think about, what could I have done? What could have been better? How could I have handled this situation? Everything happens for a reason. And I'm not gonna dwell on something that's not gonna matter. If there is an answer and you just aren't getting it, if you are meant to know the answer, you will know in the future. So why spend so much time trying to think about it when you're not supposed to know right now? What if you can't handle the answer right now? What if you haven't learned your lessons yet to handle that answer? That's why I don't dwell on things I don't really know about, because I know in the future the answer will be given to me at the right times. So I guess I only needed one bottle of hair dye, which was awesome. Also, you guys are probably thinking, she's dyeing her hair a weird way. I have dyed my hair a bazillion times. So, I know how to get every crevice, every nook and cranny by doing it the messy way instead of putting it in a bunch of sections. Because I've just learned, see, with the final parts of the bottle, you get a lot of the back and stuff you miss. But yeah, I apologize for going on a tangent. By the way, I know everyone is different. I know their brain is different. I know people can't train their brains to do certain things, but maybe hearing the lesson will help you understand how some people think and some people feel. And for me, I've just learned that not a lot of things matter, and a lot of things that upset us are thrown our way to test us and see how much we can handle things for our future. And for me, whenever I'm upset about something, I just think, oh yeah, it's the universe testing me to see if I'll appreciate what's better in life. If someone upsets me and oh, your butt face or whatever, that doesn't matter. There are more important things in the future than having to deal with that bull crap. I'd rather spend time with my family and friends who actually care about me rather than someone calling me a butt face, So, But obviously you're gonna be upset for a little bit, There are things that upset me. And I let myself be upset for that moment in time, and then it goes away surprisingly quick. Because you can train your brain that way. It's like positive affirmations. People think they don't work. Well, they do, because you're training your brain to believe that those positive affirmations are good. If you tell yourself every day that you're a good person, your brain will put more attention onto those affirmations and put it to your everyday routine in life. So, we can train our brains. Anyway, thank you so much for taking your time out of watching this video. Please subscribe. There we go. Please subscribe, and comment that video down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Bye. Also, you all probably want to see the final result of my hair if you want. I'll post it in the video I do in the snow tomorrow.